Hi, today I have a message called Accepting What Is. The way I receive the messages, I know I've said this before, but it's relevant because I usually receive several statements and then that's the outline that I write from or that I speak from. When I write, I type in the first statement and then I continue hearing and I'm still hearing. It's just the way it's delivered is another way. And then when I speak, same thing. I'm just looking for what am I supposed to be saying. But this time, three of the statements that came through are in the first person, I. So that was interesting, but I'll just go with it. And then the other two are you. So we'll just see where that takes us. I have to accept what is in order to see you as you are. So, if I'm using anything to block you, any idea from the ego, any analysis, any comparison, I'm not seeing what you are. And my feeling tells me whether or not I'm seeing you as you are. If the feeling is not good, I'm not seeing you as you are. That doesn't mean I have to force action just because the ego has decided I'm not seeing you as you are, therefore, blah, blah, blah. No, I can always look within for the directive. What ideas are coming to me? What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? And we do the best we can from there. But I can know I'm not truly seeing you. I'm not truly accepting what is here if I don't feel good. So I have to accept what is in order to see you as you are. What is very different from what we seem to see and all the things we seem to analyze and compare to each other and all the things we try to predict or all the things we try to focus on from the past. What is one thing. Unbroken. I wanted to say solid, but that felt too heavy, but it's unbroken and it's always here. And perception was made by us to deny this unbroken love that's always here. So we're always in time and space. The purpose of time and space was to kind of always work on the project of making what is unbroken seem broken. And now we're here with the unbroken love. Love has never been broken. You cannot break love. And so if we accept that, and then we look toward our divine siblings, we can see that love in them. And that becomes the new project. I am willing now to see what you truly are, not fear that I would project on you. And when I don't feel good, that's the fearful surface I'm projecting on you that I'm experiencing. Okay, you can empathize with the joy that is present behind every facade. This doesn't mean we try to make ourselves do it. It just means that it's here for us. And it's helpful to be reminded, okay, there's the facade of fear that I project on anyone, and that's the surface in which I would embed everything I would call their faults. But then behind that is the joy that's the same as the love and the peace that's unbroken. Behind all that is always the joy. So no matter what the facade seems to be, the joy is always behind it. That doesn't mean that I allow the ego to take over and just demand to see its version of joy, because ego's joy is temporary and it crashes. So its joy crashes into despair. So just the simple, not a forcing of action or speech, but just a simple awareness that, oh, there's joy behind this, and so I never have a reason to despair, and I can tune into that joy, understanding that it's here and it's the most reliable thing, and then see, and then what would extend from that, what would I need to say or do in this situation, if anything at all, what would I need to say or do? I tune into the joy first. So I don't decide from an ego perspective, I'm supposed to be ego's version of joyful. So therefore I will write a script for my character that matches the ego's version of joyful. and then I will demand to see in your character the ego's version of joyful. Joyful is not a high that crashes into despair. Joy is just always here and never went away. So when we're willing to remember what's always been here, what's never gone away, what never can go away, if everything else that can go away just goes down the drain, what's left? That's what's actually here. Okay. You can empathize with the joy that's present behind every facade. Okay, the next one. I have been hiding from myself, capital S, self. So it's an unbroken self. We can't slice it and dice it up into opposing people and say there's one self here and it's conflicting with the other self over here. It's one unbroken self that we share with all beings, and it's behind everything we're looking at. So just by way of a temporary teaching example, if we were to locate our sanity not in separate minds, thinking I'm in a situation where I appear to be sane, but the one over there appears to be insane. Now let me keep judging and reacting and trying to defend on that basis. If I can quietly recognize, oh, my sanity is always shared with all the beings, and it's in this unbroken, I don't know how to express it other than say space or area. That's too limiting, but it's the best I can do with words. Behind the surface I'm seeing. I've been using the surface to cover up this unbrokenness, and it's always here. And the sanity of myself belongs to everyone. That's how I know it's true sanity. It's the true nature of everyone and everything. And so if I look toward that, there's a connectedness. And then if there's anything for me to say or do, if I'm oriented toward this connectedness and I feel calm, I feel at peace, I feel open to instruction, then what I say or do can come from that place. I'm very accustomed to a reactive place, a defensive place, a place where I try to make my own plans, but there is a deeper place that emanates from our shared sanity, and it's like two radio stations, and if I take an extra moment, I can tune into the deeper one, and that's the most reliable one. That's the sane one. That's the one I want to be tuned into. When I don't feel good, I've left it. And so if I don't feel good for long periods of time, it's like I'm considering it's not safe to rely upon this deeper radio station. I'll go through periods of that, of doubt, and I'll think, I don't know if I trust it. It might just rear up and end us all. So that can happen. It's been happening for me lately. Thinking the ego telling you that this deeper setting is retaliative and is going to get everyone, and you could go through some waves of fear, and then inevitably you come back to the remembrance. This deeper setting is safe. It's safe to be connected to everyone and everything. It's the only safety we'll ever have. And it's safe to relax into it and to let it be in charge. Even if I'm accustomed to allowing ego to throw out an endless stream of judgments and to seem to be in charge. This deeper setting, it's the safest, it's the sane setting. And if I'm judging anyone as other than me or other than someone else, I've walked away from that setting temporarily, and I can always return to it. Okay. All the symbols of unforgiveness or resistance that I encounter during the day, there's something shining behind that. So that's what a day is for. If I walk into a symbol of unforgiveness, it's my own lack of forgiveness that I'm walking into. when I have that off feeling. And I can take a moment and I can relax into the deeper setting, and I can see what comes from there, see what comes from relaxing into the calm. And what I've been encountering lately is a deep resistance to that, a deep resistance to going deeply into that. But that's okay. What's the day for? You bump into your resistance and you ask for help. And then you let Spirit take care of that for you. So no matter how intense it seems to be, what I've bumped into lately seems to be the most intense I've ever experienced. It's okay, because what's behind that surface is just a very thin surface, and it fools you. It seems immense. It seems immense to me when I feel caught in it. It's like having the bravery to reach beyond the facade deeper and to put what's deeper in charge. All of the symbols of unforgiveness or resistance that I encounter during the day, there's something shining behind that. So just the memory of what is always shining behind any symbol, I would put up in front of that to block the light. I put the symbol up. We see what we want to see. I put the symbol up to block the light, and behind it, there's the light. So there's nothing to struggle against, but there is something to accept, and there is something to relax into. Okay, and as I was finishing, I touched the screen, and the select all command came up. And then I heard, that's it. That was the last statement. Select all. So usually that would mean you highlight all the text. But in this case, it was a directive. Whatever you're going to do, you're selecting all. So if you're going to bless, you're selecting all to bless. And always select all and always bless all. If you're going to curse, you're selecting all for cursing. And we don't have to be afraid of that, because we've been doing that in a knee-jerk response for a very long time, and we're still here, and we're still loved, and we're still unbroken. So we don't have to freak out about that. But we're ready to see, when we bless all. When we curse all. And we have no good reason for cursing, meaning believing thoughts that come from this resistant place, that come from this place of seeing all of us as broken apart from each other and in opposition. So always select all and recognize that the thoughts that come to mind either come from a place that would curse everyone by only blessing a few. You seem to bless a few, or that would bless everyone by seeing the unbrokenness behind the surface that ego would keep interpreting and trying to use for its own ends. If we look behind the surface to where everything is joined and where everything is connected, and we find our willingness to have everyone be blessed, and we find our willingness to see that everyone shares the same innocence, no matter what costume they're wearing on the stage. So the surface of things we see is the stage, and we set up the stage as a play to prove to us that we were independent of this light that's always been shining behind everything, that we could act against it, but we can't. We've just been, it's like we went into the closet and we played dress up and we got our costumes, and we started to believe our game was real, but it can't be. It can't be more than a game. So now we can look behind everything and see behind everything is this connectedness, and I can trust it. And from this connectedness come everything that would bless you in this moment. And you're fully worthy of all blessings coming to you. And that's my opportunity with everyone today, to see everyone as fully worthy of all blessings coming to them, because what they are is this connected joy, this connected peace, this connected innocence, this connected sanity, this connected truth. Even if I see a fear costume on them, it doesn't matter, because what they are is connected to me and you and everyone and everything, and the same as me and you and everyone and everything. And that's a forever thing. That's not anything we can shake off. We could pretend for a while that it isn't so, but we can't make it not so. So we might as well select all for blessing and accept that. And to accept that is to accept blessings for ourselves, because our self is just the one self, the one shared joined self. Okay, so that's accepting what is. I always have a choice today. I can accept what is actually here, or I can pretend that what isn't here and never has been here, although I've been pretending it's been here. I can accept that that was never here. And what is, the connected love and joy and peace and light, can't ever go away. So I might as well put my faith and trust in that. Okay, happy healing today. May we all remember and relax into what's here for us.